After a rather long journey, we got into Oke Ogbe, a community on the fringes of Lagos State, an Igbo-speaking community in the Oloruda Local Council Development Area of Badagry. No signpost to show or tell us where we were. Members of the community even tried to search for one erected years ago. We can only see abandoned poles which residents use as a platform. Others, too scared to move on the abandoned poles, will rather wade through the water. It is swampy and the area is covered with weeds. It is a difficult task for residents of this community to link up with the rest of Lagos, as they are cut off as a result of the absence of a bridge. This is a long wooden bridge, a link to the community. It is a self-help project put together by the community to help residents cope with the challenge till help from the government comes. Everyone has to pay a token to be allowed to pass. This isn't a river. It is supposed to be a road, but residents must dip their legs in to reach the other side. Shoes and slippers in hand, they go in. This may look strange to a visitor, but the residents of this community have been living like this for as long as they can remember. Wading through the cold, stagnant water and praying that reptiles are not lurking around. The people wonder why construction work has not resumed on the abandoned link road that connects Oke Ogbe and more than 10 other communities to the Lagos-Badagry Expressway. Back in 2013, the contract was awarded and was to be completed in 6 months. Years later, it now looks like an abandoned project, and the people continue to suffer. Children have to cross the wooden bridge to school, same with expectant mothers.
Àwọn kọ̀ǹtà tó ń wá àwọ̀dù ẹ̀ fún wọ́n ṣe dé dájì wọ́n fi ọ̀nà yẹn lẹ̀ láti ìgbà yẹn tó ti filẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n filẹ̀ ní 2013 wọ́n tó filẹ̀ ní 2013 láti bọ̀ 2013 láti bẹ̀ sí kọ̀wé lórí ẹ̀ lọ sí wọ́ọ̀s akọ̀wé sí gọ́fúnà àti ń retí wọn kàn wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ kankan ní ọ̀nà wa nǹkan bí ó ṣe wáyé àwọn ọmọ wa tó máa bẹ̀ lọ sí skul inú omi náà máa ń wọ́ kò sọ́nà láti jáde kò sọ́nà láti wọlé náà tá aláboyún bá fẹ́ jáde pọ́blẹ́mù ni tí ẹnìkan bá sick tó bá fẹ́ jáde tá bá fẹ́ fi mọ́tò gbé cross pọ́blẹ́mù náà ni nítorí nìkan jọ kán bá wa parí ọ̀nà wa yìí.
As at 2015, so when we did registration, voters registration, so our community registered more than 8,000 people. We have been losing so many lives, especially pregnant women, so students when they fall from the wooden bridge. So that is the end. That is why we are appealing to this government to help us to construct the overhead bridge.
At the moment, there is no power supply in the community, as it is faulty, and doing business here can be frustrating, as many people have to rely on generating sets to power their homes and businesses. It is not unusual to see people carrying kegs of fuel.
About 2 years ago, the only transformer we have in this community got burnt. We wrote so many letters onto the government, to the NEPA, to the EKDC, to come and assist us, but all is of no avail. Then we need to task every one of us. That transformer you have seen over there before you came in, every one of the residents, we contributed money to do what? To buy that transformer, because the one government gave us by about 10 years ago has got burned. It got burned as a result of overloading, because I have told you.
Initiatives are gutters and culverts in the community. Funded by residents. Another is this primary healthcare center. It isn't complete yet, and weeds are gradually taking over. A lot of work has gone on here, including this borehole for the primary healthcare center. They have their work cut out for them, but now they need the government's help.
This is where God help us up to, so that because we have tasked our people to do so many things, and aside that, you will see that really there are so many things that we need to put in place in terms of the doors inside, the facilities, the medical personnel, all the equipment. None is there. We are just seeing only the structure. That is why we are calling the assistant of the government to come to our aid.
The health center is locked again, this time waiting for help for completion and for the use of mankind. Will the government heed the call of this community? In another part of the community, there is a proposed site for the school and market. It is still occupied with weeds, and residents wait for the day the community will have citadels of learning for its teeming population.
The children will now trek more than 15-20 kilometers before getting to primary school. And they took bus. Sometimes you will see them on the road, nobody will stop to carry them. Even though the school they went to at Okwafo, Aromi Secondary School, Okwafo, the students over there are many, because I've taught there before. So 160 students in the classroom. So you cannot, even though we teachers, we cannot even have access to move around the class. We need to stay beside the board. The children cannot go to school sometimes, because if heavy rain fall now, everywhere will be flooded. So because even that road, you know, it's a wooden something, and any child that slip off from the wooden bridge is going to enter the canal, and that is the end. That is why we are appealing to the government, especially Lagos State Ministry of Education, to come to our aid, to give us secondary school or primary school in this Oke Ogbe community.
And as we left Oke Ogbe, one question kept going through our minds. For how long will this continue? Agbede-Olosugbo is a sleepy community on the fringe of Lagos, strategically located in the Ikorodu North local government area of Lagos State. A community housing many residents who are looking to the government for help. With its large expanse of land, Agbede-Olosugbo is expanding daily, but problems abound. The major problem? Lack of good roads. Dissatisfied with the state of the road, the community months ago embarked on a self-help project aimed at making the roads in the community motorable. Drainages were put in place on both sides of the road to mitigate the effects of flooding that often cuts them off from other parts of the state. Now, Agbede-Olosugbo enjoys a newly graded road that links them with other communities. Vehicles and motorcycles can now move freely. The work is still ongoing to ensure that the drainage systems are in place. It is a painstaking effort by the residents who contributed monies to see that this became possible.
The community, because we have able hands manning the CDA government, that is why we can be able to achieve, we can go this far. So it has not been easy, at least to raise funds, especially with the type of economy we have now in this country, to now have surplus, now give it to a structure of this nature. So it has not been easy, but we want to thank God people have cooperated because they have seen from the management of the CDAs and the elders, stakeholders, they have seen transparency, they have seen God-fearing, they have now resolved to take the bull. Charity begins at home, to take the bull by themselves. At least government can now come in to be of assistance to Agbede-Olosugbo community.
But the financial burden is proving too hard to bear. While this may seem like a relief, there are indeed downsides to this move. Erosion is setting in.
In 1998 that we have been starting grading. And when we are grading, by then that the population is not up to this. But by the grace of God, and as long as the population will be coming in, then we try to put our head together and to do something that it can help us in our community. Because we know that rain, and because anytime that the rain like this, we find it very, very difficult in such a way that we cannot go in, neither to go out. We have already taxed ourselves. Each member in the community will be paid a fabulous amount. to get to this very particular stage that we are now. And because of that is why we are asking for this Lagos State government to come to our aid and to help us in such a way that we can still enjoy what other people have been enjoying.
Community members meet regularly to evaluate the progress of the project and chart the way forward. Agbede-Olosugbo remains boxed in a corner, despite the fact that it has several undeveloped routes that could reduce traffic on the main roads.
Agbede-Olosugbo community has been in a state of staccato. It has been a sort of forgotten. The experience so harsh, so bad, especially during the rainy season. There have been many monumental loss that Agbede-Olosugbo has experienced because of lack of accessible roads. And you can imagine pregnant women, you can imagine students, you can imagine market men and women unable to carry out their daily economic activities. Of course, the grand norm is the road. And the moment that infrastructure is lacking, nothing can happen. It's like building nothing, something on nothing. So Agbede has been like that. But we want to thank God, the elders, the residents, coupled with the political sagacity of the CDAs, about 10 of them, came together to resolve that at least we need to take the bull by the horn to bring about at least minimal enjoyment, minimal happiness, at least to put all this hardship behind us. That was what gave birth to what we are experiencing today.
The community also has a site for a community health center, but the lack of funds has stalled the project, and what is present here is just weed and sand.
School tó wà níbí, secondary school wà níbí, ṣùgbọ́n kò tó àwọn ọmọ tó wà nínú ẹ̀ tó bá pọ̀ máa ń fún wọn àtẹ̀tó ti fún wọn sàlẹ̀ ńbẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n tẹ̀ ti wá bí ẹ̀ márùn-ún fún ṣùgbọ́n àti ìrí àdẹ̀fẹ́ kíjọba ràn wá lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú secondary school yẹn ń bí ó wà níbí a fún wọn ńlẹ̀ rọ́bìlẹ̀ bíi 1 acre la filẹ̀ fún wọn láti pé kán lè àbá ṣe school yẹn ìyẹn là ń dúró de la ní ká ṣàlàyé fún.
Nothing can beat the resilience of the community members who have taken the first step to ensure that they see the change that they want in their community. They are now seeking the help of the government to complete this project in record time.
Ọlọ́run tó fi wọ́n síbẹ̀ Ọlọ́run nígbà wọn lọ́wọ́ wa ọ̀nà wa ń bí báyìí ó jáde sí Asọ́lọ̀ Sagric láàrin 15 minutes àti Sagric ibi náà ó dẹ̀ tún jáde sí Gírin Odògìyàn láti bí ó ti lọ jáde sí Tolíwo. Wọ́n fẹ́ kí ìjọba ràn wá lọ́wọ́ sí i wọ́n ń try o àwọn CDA mi ń try gidigidi gan ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n fẹ́ kí ìjọba ràn wá lọ́wọ́ sí i gan kan bá a dá sí jáde sí Gírin Odògìyàn ń bí báyìí lọ́wọ́ kan bíríìjì kan dẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ láti jáde sódógíyàn ń bí báyìí agbára wa ò gbé ṣùgbọ́n a try kan jọ kíjọba ràn wá lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀.
For Agbede-Olosugbo road, we have about a little above 4 kilometers. We've just about rounding up with the excavation project, but of course, for the dividend of that project to actually be sustained and enjoyed, we will need the excavated, drainages to be blinded and afterwards set up either with the concrete or with blocks so that, the thing will not fill up so easily. Now, at the stage that we have is to conclude the excavation, but of course, because of the fund, we've been having some challenges here and there. Initially, we budgeted, about 22 million, and we still have less than 10 million now. So because of direct involvement of the project committee and good support we have enjoyed from our people, we've been able to push it to what we are seeing today. Specifically, each house within the, the community was charged a sum of 10,000 naira. And I want to use this opportunity to thank our people. The support has been massive. We want to appreciate the state government for a wonderful job that is going on within Agric to Isawo, which is expected to link Isheri Road and Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. Since it's very close to us there, we will be so glad if this project will actually be extended, to what is happening and get the road tied. So that's why we are re-emphasizing the importance of it. I'll be so glad, to continue to enjoy the support of the state. Our Excellency, the state government has been doing so well, in this regard. But we are just praying that what is going on Agric is our road project will be extended here. I haven't seen, the community efforts to this level.
For now, Agbede-Olosugbo community can enjoy the relief that their joint contributions have achieved. But it remains to be seen if the government will rise up to the occasion and attend to their plight. Frustrated, angry, and resigned to fate. That's how you would describe those plying the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway and Ota, Idi-Iroko Road. Awarded to the Julius Berger Construction Company and RCC in 2018, the 81-kilometer Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway is yet to be completed. Commuters are groaning every day and night under the weight of the stress imposed by its terrible condition. For those who can avoid this route, Joju Road is an alternative, but that's no different from the old toll gate. This situation has forced civil society organizations to mobilize other commuters and appeal to the Ogun State and federal governments for speedy completion of the road projects.
By statistics and by every standard, Agbede-Olosugbo happens to be the second highest industrialized local government area in Nigeria after Ikeja. But politicians, season in, season out, they only come here to take our resources to go and develop their town.
2-kilometer road was awarded in Ota, and that is what? Joju Road. As we speak, the same time they awarded contract in other places, those jobs have been concluded or near completion. Go and see Joju Road and see what is happening there. Even the gutters have not been fixed.
20% of the population of Ogun State reside in Agbede-Olosugbo. And if 1/5 of the population of the state reside in a place, we deserve nothing short of good governance, good roads. Indeed, as the minister Fashola said last week, that they have heard our cries and they are coming. We should have felt their presence by now.
Potholes have taken over the roads, leaving commercial motorcyclists, tricycle riders and truck drivers jostling for the little space remaining. Even lanes are completely abandoned.
We have made complaint about this road. Nobody, we don't see anybody to come do it for us. They go pack granite and stone, come pour for here. Before you go know, if rain fall, rain go pack them. You go this 2 months again, they go pack granite and stone, come pour for all these holes. See them, see them. Rain go carry them. The granite cannot hold it. The best thing is to do it. They do road inside town. No gutter, no drainage.
Hearing of complaints by residents and commuters, the chairman of the local government stepped out to placate the crowd.
The contractor on Joju Road are on site, and because of the impact of the rainy season, the job is slow. I can assure you, because of the seriousness the governor has given to this, and the state of the road presently, I am sure in no distant time, people will see results.
For the umpteenth time, the attention of the state and federal government is being drawn to the state of these roads, as residents and commuters wait with strained breath. Sarah Ayeku, TVC News, Lagos. Wraps it up on this edition of Community Forum. Don't forget you can watch this episode, previous or subsequent episodes on our YouTube channel. You can also get in touch with us, invite us to your communities on the various social media platforms displayed on the screen. Many thanks for watching. I am Sarah Yiku. I'll see you next time.